In this episode of the Campcast, I give my spoiler-free thoughts on Season 4 of Chaos Theory, so stick around until after the intro. Hello and welcome to the Cretaceous Campcast. I am Cretaceous Dave, and this is a podcast all about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Before I get into anything at all, huge thank you to the folks over at Dreamworks for giving me the opportunity to watch Chaos Theory Season 4 early. Honestly, it's a dream come true. Never thought I would be one of the content creators out there that got to watch this show early, but they were kind enough to let me watch and to do some interviews and some other things. And here I am making a spoiler-free review for you all in the lead up to Season 4 of Chaos Theory coming out in just a couple of days on November 20th on Netflix. So, like I said, this is a spoiler-free review of Chaos Theory Season 4, and I've never had to make a spoiler-free review before. I always binged and watched the show as it was released, like all of you. So this is a little bit different for me. Apologies. This is probably not going to be a very long episode. I don't know how to put into spoiler-free words what I watched. I'm going to try my best to not ruin anything for you guys. So if I sound like I'm just hemming and hawing and trying to collect my thoughts, it's probably because I'm stopping myself from saying something I probably shouldn't say, because I want everybody to be surprised. I want everybody to experience this season for themselves without having anything ruined, because I really, really think you guys are going to love this season. The team absolutely knocked it out of the park, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But the very first thing I walked away from after watching Season 4 is it is a very emotional season. It is full of emotions. You think of an emotion a human can have, and that emotion was covered in this season. You're happy, you're sad, you laugh, you cry, you're afraid, you're excited. Just you name it, it happens. And it's a good thing. It's not like you're overwhelmed and there's too much going on. It's handled perfectly, and it keeps you wanting to watch. You get really invested in everything that's happening, either with the characters or with the story and everything going on. And the season just seems to keep rolling along. I don't mean that like it's too fast, like it's rushed or things are going too fast. I mean it in that it's an easy watch. And at least for me, the more I watched, the more I wanted to keep watching. That an episode ended and I was like, I need to know what happens next. I need to keep going. And I feel like for the folks that do binge, it's going to be a really easy binge for you, especially since it has one less episode. But for folks that kind of pace themselves, I'm really curious as to how you handle this, and if you have the same experience I did, where it's like, I don't want to wait. Like, I may not have the time, but I really need to keep going because I need to see what happens. I need to see where this is going. And a lot of that is tied to the emotions that I had while watching this season. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what you all have to say and your experience while you watch this season. Something else about Season 4 is we all know where it's going. We're going to be in Biosyn Valley. That's not a spoiler. That's not a surprise. And my takeaway is it is a perfect companion piece to Jurassic World Dominion. I think if you were on the fence about Dominion, I think you're going to like it a little bit more. If you already enjoyed Dominion, I think it's going to take it up another notch, and it's going to make it an even better film for you. This, like Camp Cretaceous Season 1, where it stuck things in between what was happening in Jurassic World, this does the same thing for Dominion, and it does it in a great way. And one thing this season does a great job of is letting you know exactly where you are time frame wise in Dominion, that you'd be like, oh, this is happening at this point. Oh, we're now here. Oh, this is going on there. And in addition to kind of keeping you informed of what's going on, it answers some questions some people may have about different things in Dominion, which I thought was really cool. It was very unexpected. And I think people are really going to enjoy it, and I think people are going to appreciate Dominion a little bit more. It would be great if somebody puts together some chaotic cut of Dominion where they're splicing in parts of season 3 and season 4 of Chaos Theory, because I think it would make a really, really cool movie. So any of you fan editors out there, if you're watching or listening this, go to town. I want to see this happen. If I had the skills and the free time, I would try to do it myself. But that is beyond my capabilities. But I would love to see someone put together a fan edit that spliced this stuff together, because I really do think you're going to have a new appreciation for Dominion after watching season 4 of Chaos Theory. That's another thing. I'm really interested in hearing what you all have to say after watching it, what your thoughts are, if it changed your mind about Dominion at all, or if you really appreciate the movie a little bit more, or appreciate what they did with this show to expand on the movie. Yeah, won't go into any more detail about that, but I really, really think you're going to enjoy what it did with the Dominion side of things. Now, depending on which camp you're in, Camp Dinosaur, Camp Human, there's a lot for everybody. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are a lot of dinosaurs in this season. Like, if people had the complaint about Dominion, like, oh, there are not enough dinosaurs, which I disagree with. There are a lot of dinosaurs in Dominion. This show is just going to blow you out of the water. It has so many dinosaurs all over the place, all the time. There's one scene in particular that I'm not going to talk about, not say when or where or anything like that, but just know there are a ton of dinosaurs. And on the human side, we get some really great stories. We get some great character development. We see things happening that may be unexpected. And I think the writers did a really, really great job. In addition to the writing, it is visually very beautiful. Two different people that worked on the show had both said the same thing to me, and that's that they left it all out on the field. And it is very obvious when watching this, between the writing and the lighting and the acting and the sound, and every little bit of everything is just perfection. And I'm not sure if it's recency bias, but I walked away thinking, man, this might be my favorite of the 9 seasons of both shows. And it's really hard to top Camp Cretaceous season 3. I didn't think anything would ever top season 3 of Camp Cretaceous. That is like up there. I like that better than most of the movies. But I don't know. After first watch, I was like, this might beat it. I don't know. And it's not just the story. It's all of the little things about it that everybody's love that got put into making this show. You could see it progress through the 4 seasons. And in season 4, it just all comes together. And it is just an incredibly well-made show. And I have to give props to everybody involved in the making of this show, because, man, you all did such a good job. And I'm going to have the opportunity to chat with some of you coming up again soon to do a follow-up app now that the series is all over. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to them. I don't even know if I have any questions for them at this point. It's just to thank them for such a beautiful show. So I really hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. I think you're definitely going to really like it. I can't think of anything in this season that would give someone pause and be like, yeah, it's not that good. If you do, definitely let me know. I'm open to hearing different people's thoughts and opinions on things, but I don't know. I think it is really, really, really good. I'll go into a lot more details about that in the full spoiler episode. And again, you'll have that coming on November 20th, right after the season drops. But for now, we're keeping things spoiler free, so I'll just leave it at, it is a great season. Something else that's got going on is, if you thought there was a lot happening in the trailer and it looked like a lot of action, just the tip of the iceberg. There is a ton of action, and not overwhelming or in your face action. It all serves a purpose and it's executed really well. But there is a lot going on. There are like slow character building times, and they're not slow to the point they're boring. They're slow because you need to slow down a little bit for what is happening at certain times. But when there is action, it is amazing action and it's fun. And I can't wait to talk more about it with you all. And I think this season is a great opportunity to interact with fans and get your thoughts. Maybe I'll open up emails and voicemails and you can give me your feedback or comment on the videos and the reviews and see, because I really, really want to know how people are going to feel about this season after you get a chance to watch it. Because I got a lot to say. And I can't say it in this episode. But I don't know where else to go and keep things spoiler free. You know, there's a lot that I want to say, but I'll save it for the next episode, which you guys will get in just a couple of days, because I don't want to even potentially ruin something for you that if something happens and you watch it and you're like, that would have been great, but Dave ruined that for me. And I don't want to be that guy. For my first time doing a spoiler-free review, I want to keep it as basic as possible. And I guess basically I'm just a hype man at this point, hyping up the season, because I really did think it was a really great season. Full of emotion, perfect companion piece to Dominion, great dinosaurs, lots of dinosaurs, great story for all the human characters, great writing, great lighting, great sound, great animation, great acting, great anything else I'm forgetting about the people behind the scenes of this show. Lots of action, and the pacing is great. It feels like it's quick. It's not quick, it's not rushed, it's not too fast, but it keeps you wanting more between the action and the emotion and everything else going on. I had to just keep watching, and I loved it so much. I will watch it another 1 or 2 times before putting together my full spoiler review, because I want to make sure I take every little thing in. There were a lot of tiny details that were just incredible, and I probably wouldn't have picked up on them or been paying attention for them if I didn't have that interview with Eric. And after hearing him talk about a lot of things, I wanted to pay attention a little more to everything that was going on. And there's just a lot of subtle little things that are really great, and I can't wait to talk about those with you either. But overall, I wasn't sure what was going to happen at the very end. I knew nothing about it. Someone from the show mentioned something to me, and not necessarily what was happening or how anything happened, just what the cast thought overall at the end of the show. So that's kind of all I had to go off of. And the only thing I will say about the ending is I left feeling very satisfied. I didn't know, like I said, what was going to happen or even how I wanted it to end, but I was very happy with the way it did end. And if this is indeed the last time we ever see these characters, I'm okay with it. And that's kind of all I asked of this show, is I wanted to be happy with how it ends. And I was, and I'm definitely curious to hear, your guys' thoughts on the overall ending of the show. But that's going to wrap it up for me. I don't want to say anything I shouldn't be saying, talk about anything I shouldn't be talking about. So that concludes my spoiler-free review of Chaos Theory Season 4. And once again, gigantic thank you to the folks at Dreamworks and everyone behind the scenes that made this happen and letting me watch it early. It's literally a dream come true, and it was a great experience. And I've got a lot of Season 4 stuff coming up. On the 20th, the day this season drops on Netflix, I'll have my full spoiler review out, both audio podcast and YouTube. And I also had the opportunity to do an interview with showrunner, executive producer Scott Kramer. Another dream come true. Scott is an amazing guy. He's so nice. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. It was the most nerve-wracking interview I've had to do, because it was like, he's up there on people to talk to, and I had the opportunity to chat with him. So look forward to that interview dropping after the season drops, I'll wait a few days after the season, let everybody take it in, and then I'll post that episode of my conversation with Scott. He was so great. Can't thank him enough for taking time out of his day to have a conversation with me. Still a couple days left of the Chaotic Countdown. If you haven't been paying attention, you're really late to the party, but we were watching one episode a day of Chaos Theory leading up to the premiere of season 4. And like I said, I've mentioned it a couple times and it's almost like I'm plugging it, but it's November 20th on Netflix. It's coming up in just a couple of days. So I hope you guys get to watch it as soon as you get the chance, because I really, really do think you're going to love it. And stick around and look out for more season 4 content coming really, really soon. Thank you all. I had this opportunity because of all of you. I've got people that watch, I've got people that listen, I've got people that follow and like and comment and interact. And, because of you guys and because of what I'm doing here, I got to watch this early to make some content for you guys. So thank you. This is all because of you, and I couldn't do any of this without you. So I hope everyone stay safe, stay Jurassic, and have a great one. So long.